first point I would make is that given the preferences, as I perceive them, of the US and China, I would not expect that the 2015 deal foreseen in the Durban platform to be effective in 2020 would be some sort of ideally logical, elegant solution. I do not expect a global carbon budget to be sliced up and allocated to countries according to a formula of fairness. I would not expect a common level for carbon taxes or the sort of ideal solutions that people do talk about. I would expect a bottom-up aggregation of pledges or commitments in which the motivated countries, the islands, the LDCs, the EU and so on, would push for the highest level of ambition, taking account of the whatever target happens to be accepted at that point, whether it's 2 degrees warming limit or 1.5. This would not be unlike the Kyoto process, where countries came forward with their numbers and encouraged each other to improve those numbers through the final negotiation, except that this time all parties would be engaged, and there would be this political target, which there wasn't at the time of Kyoto. Second point, there was sort of a false victory for, I think, the US in Durban in sweeping any explicit mention of the Convention principles under the rug. There's nothing, the word equity doesn't appear in the Durban Platform decision. The words developed and developing don't appear there. But they will be pulled out of the rug for sure. India has already given signals to that effect. Prime Minister Singh just the other day was making a statement in Delhi about this. So I don't think they've gone away, since whatever is being done on the Durban platform is under the convention, and those principles are still in the convention. What I would suggest, if I were asked, is that it may be politically savvy at this point to move that principle discussion away from responsibility or liability to the capability bit of the CBDRRC formula. In other words, moving from what you should do to what you can do and what we can maybe help you to do more. On the legal nature of the 2015 deal, the wording of the Durban platform leaves it very open. It talks about protocol, another legal instrument, or, I have to remind myself, an agreed outcome with legal force. Many negotiators and commentators attach importance to the legally binding form and language, to say shall rather than should. Others have expressed the view that penalties for non-compliance are a deterrent to ambition. If you're going to be punished for failing, you keep the bar low. Recent declaration by Canada, which has walked out of Kyoto, and by Japan and the Russian Federation, which have said that they would not continue in Kyoto, casts some doubt on the real value of legal bindingness. And that is a discussion going ahead. The word legal is there, and I guess many people do hope for a legally binding outcome. I would argue personally that the legal form may not be as important as the ambition, and I underline this, the means for verifying actions and outcomes pledged, verifying delivery and accountability, accounting. This is really key. It's an underdeveloped function of the convention. It's there in what the conference of the parties should do, what the subsidiary body for implementation should do. It's not been well developed. People have shied away from it. And if we had a combination of ambition, predictability in one form or another, and accountability, I think we have a good deal. The idea that the result should be applicable to all parties is a very important part of Durban. It corresponds to the US wish to have legal symmetry, everybody bound by the same form, same type of legal obligation. but it does also permit for a differentiation according to the capacity of countries to do things. So you have the same type of contract, but you contract to do different things. That I think is an important part of it.